Hey everyone, today we're getting the last tech before saving for 5ER, and that's gonna be this offense here. Not really Rudy, but getting Troop Health, maxing it out, and Tiny Shock. Does that mean we can finally start using full secret hits again? Maybe. We'll at least give it a shot on bases, kind of like us, without anything extra, building damage, microwaves, and we'll see how it goes. Now Troop Health and Tiny Shock does solve two major problems. One is Troop Health preventing Seekers from dying, and Tiny Shocks for those pesky shock launchers, ending them down for a full half a minute. But since this guy has nothing extra, no building damage or microwave, we can give a full Seeker hit a shot. We'll probably do like 5 Seekers on the right side, delay 3 over here. We'll Tiny Shock the shock launchers, and I think we can afford 3 defibs on the right side. We'll do one in the back end, one in these middle shock mines, and maybe one right here. In fact, you can use Rudy even at level 1, because his bomb stuff does clear mines. Like there's maybe at least one shock mine, so even a small chance you can clear it, just drop him and do one bomb stuff. So we'll get him going, get 5 Seekers, then do the few Tiny Shocks, and switch the defibs. You got one shock mine going, get the other defibs right now, and the other Seekers on this side. He's already not going to finish, so that's good news. Few shocks on this side. But you can see it's a lot easier because, well, our Seekers are still alive. It does suck on the right side that they're going to wrap back around. So what we will do is do another shock on the right side. Just to keep them alive for maybe a little bit longer. A few more Seekers on the left. And we did lose, I guess, a fair amount, but not nearly as much as before. Pulling a 323 and taking that win. We can watch it again because it was kind of fast, but it's really the old style where we do just 5 on the right, and because we have our 50 GBE, there's plenty for 3 defibs on the right side. You see his bomb stuff got that one shock when we were talking about. And that first defib not only clears mines, but also distracts the flames. That means you can afford shock bombs in the back end, those flames machine guns. And as his first engine goes down, we do the Seekers over here. Maybe we could have done like one boat first, then delay 2, but still had a few Seekers regardless hitting that engine. If you have instant training, maybe shock those machine guns instead of the right side. But for us right now, we just care about saving Seeks. And there is another type of attack going around too, and that's switching defib to flare. If you have the tokens to max Rudy, then that's pretty strong too. We're not going to switch to it because I already did like 1 or 2 swaps, and don't want to spend like 1,000 diamonds on just one season, especially it being 2 weeks. So we'll stick with defib for now. Here this guy has shields, but more importantly building health and building damage, so we can go back to the hybrid hit. 2 rifles, 2 Zooks, and a cryo. They can go on the right side, and in this case, we learned a different hit. We can thank PPG in the comments yesterday showing us this other type of hit. We can defib the left side, and then delay a few Seekers on the right. This might work even better now that we have Tiny Shock and Troop Health, so we can try it out. We'll do the rifles, Zooks, and Cryo right there. Still Rudy because he can clear mines. And because there's a lot of stuff here, we'll do 2 defibs and 1 shock. Get that going right now, and Tiny the shock launchers, and then start doing some bomb stuff. Here we can do 1 more shock to get that going right now, and then drop the Seeks. Otherwise, maybe 1 defib on this side, clear some other mines, and keep on doing some bomb stuff. Get some shock mines down, normal mines, but because the shock launchers are pinned down, kinda works out. Tiny shock that flame, 1 normal shock over here. So it is like a touch faster than before, nothing crazy but might still be okay. And after that last attack, we already calced that we can afford to upgrade Rudy a little bit, because getting bomb stuff, that 1 more level, here to level 4, it does a little more damage and can not only clear mines but maybe speed up the Zookas on the right side. We'll leave it level 4 for now because eventually, if you do want to go to artillery, that's also around 2 million to max out. And even though we're saving for 5-year next, we might consider pivoting to a bit more defense later on. Like maybe after 5ER get boom cannons and maybe some of the building health we've been skipping out on. So next few days, we gotta decide that. Here we can try all Seeks because this guy has no building health, no building damage. Again, 3 on this side, then 5 on the right. 1 defib right here. Another one we can do, I would say maybe between those shock mines. And the third one right there. Make sure we got his bomb stuff. Do one in the beginning. And we'll go ahead and start with the defibs. We can do 3 right here. Even right now, drop the other Seeks. And then we can deal with the tiny shocks, but don't really need to. Otherwise, saving a few shocks for the back end. In fact, we got the machine gun down already. And maybe after a bit, do a few more shocks, especially one on this side. And a chance he could be really fast too, so we'll see. Gotta wait a couple minutes for the shock mines to expire. Kinda like the other one with full Seekers getting 325. But the better part, not really losing too many. So we'll see right here if we were still fast enough. Our 325 getting us a win. And I don't know about you guys, but when I do the hybrid attacks, I kinda like them even more than the Seeker hits. So whether you prefer those hybrid attacks or full-on Seekers, let me know and we can consider what we want to do after 5ER. But we have this base which, again, nothing weird, no building health, no building damage. But even though there's nothing weird, this particular base we can defib out both the backsides. So still running the Rifle, Zooks, and Cryo, 3 Seekers to speed up this early part, and we can try it out. With the Rifle, Zooks, Cryo, 1 bomb stuff right away, but more importantly do the defibs. 2 on this side, 1 tiny shock on the right, and 2 shocks on either side. Do the Seekers even right now, and I guess we can do 1 more shock on each side, get those going right now. If we can't afford 1 more defib on the left, would really speed things up. So maybe in a few more seconds getting that GBE. But I think otherwise, all the engines die around the same time. So this specific base, defibs everywhere and 328. And that one did move a bit faster, so we can take a look again. Because now that we have tiny shocks, we can still use it to support our defib. Like here, 1 shock wouldn't really cover everything. Well, I guess it would because a machine gun's not in range. We did a tiny shock on that flame. And looking again, we could have done one on that shock launcher too. Or if there's a shock launcher on this side, throw 1 tiny shock. And also remembering that our extra troop health we got also affects the defib. Those rifles have a bit more health and survive even longer. Here we got our first 5 engine, so at least getting some practice on these kind of attacks. Since he has nothing weird, we can try using full Seekers. And the way I've seen some people hit this is do a couple defibs on this side, take down this engine, and just normal Seekers everywhere else. Tiny shock for the shock launchers. And we can do 1 Rudy bomb stuff on that cannon, maybe get a few of these shock mines. Otherwise, Seekers basically everywhere. And see how it goes. So get Rudy, a few Seeks, do 1 bomb stuff. And start the defibs and shocks. 2 tiny shocks right there. We did miss 1 flame, so can get that going. And maybe 1 more defib on the right side. These defibs we can do, I would say, well, maybe not 1 more shock, instead focusing on the right. Because we do have a fair amount of rifles and it's going to be close, but should still get the engine down. 1 more shock on the right side, and now just hope it's enough. It's not a super fast time, but at least on this common 5ER base, trying to aim for around 320, 325. We'll see if it's fast enough, but because it's a rank 19, he might have some other crazy tech. So his 331 super fast, can see what he did. And that's another benefit of 5ER, max artillery can just take down 1 engine. It only 5 taps at 4ER, so not a lot of GB. If we decide to get artillery like that, we can also use it to take down 1 engine, or even clear a bunch of mines because sometimes we miss like 1 or 2 shock mines with defib, can use artillery instead. Here we got another base with nothing weird, so doing the same thing we've been doing. Again, planning our defibs, so 1 over here, can do one on this side and our third one on this side. Hidden shock mine, so maybe his bomb stuff can get it. And let's try it out. Do one bomb stuff, get our defib going. Can even do all three. And already a few seeks on this side, get our tiny shocks. The engine should die, so doing one shock on this side. Again, we should have maybe done one a bit sooner. Just hoping that the shock mines don't take down everyone. Otherwise, you have maybe a few seekers over here. And like before, we're going to do another shock here, just to save our seekers on the right side. And now just hope it's fast enough. Like last hit, around those 325s. And let's check it out. And sure, maybe these times can't work at a couple ranks higher than us, but we don't really care about being at those ranks yet. So here, barely getting that win, and we'll take it. It's going to be just enough to hit rank 18, so we can get that chest. And it works kind of perfect because now, tomorrow, we have just enough to go 5 ER. We'll go right away because it is a better deck layout, and one more engine, so we'll see if that's enough for even another push. But again, after that, we'll still wait and see whether we want some more offense like a Seeker Boost artillery, or start going for more defense, boom cannons, and some more building health. So let me know how those hits work out, and that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.